welcome to Lakeland, Florida, and USA International Speedway. Decided today's round 11 coverage of the Smokin Sprint Car Cup Series here on Full Throttle TV. My name's Brody Hanna. Beside me tonight, Tony Solari as always. And Tony, we're at one of my favorite short tracks, or I guess used to, because it doesn't exist anymore. But we're getting some good use out of it tonight with these guys from the Smokin Sprint Car Cup Series. Looking forward to some great racing here. That's right, we got a dirt version, but tonight we're on the asphalt. And man, this track can be a little tricky in any car, much less these cars here. Just the transitions in and out of the corners, kind of a worn out racetrack, worn out surface when they scanned it. And, just is really challenging the way the banking drops off coming out of the corner. Yeah, some of these guys getting their qualifying laps in. We're looking at Malcolm Murray there to set the fastest lap so far in qualifying. Got his fourth win of the season last week, kind of making a statement. He's kind of a contender for wins right now. But Ty Bostic comes in with, I think, an 11-point lead over Sean Huff-Stutler. So that's kind of your story as far as the points go. 2 races remaining. Not much time to get it done here. These guys, it's coming down to the wire. Looking at tonight's race summary, we talked about the track, the weather. We're kind of seeing it as we go to sunset. So these guys going to be dealing with the sun as always. But the track changes are going to be happening as well. And we speak about the track changes. So let's talk about the track format if we can find it here. The race analysis. You got qualifying going on right now. The 2 laps. The top 7 qualifiers will be inverted for the heats. Looks like we will have 1 heat race tonight, 8 laps, no cautions, and the results from the heat will set the main event, which is 60 laps in length, I believe, tonight. Cautions will be on for that, and no fast repairs.
It's going to be another quick heat race, and then your typical 60-lap main. And it's going to be another fun one. I don't know if they're going to have to worry about fuel like they did kind of last week. No fast repairs either, which it's going to hurt some of these guys with a small field. So we just got to keep it clean as usual.
Last few guys getting laps in. You see Adwalk completing his qualifying run in spectacular fashion. And I believe we have Ty Bostic just coming out of the pits as well, going to make a run here at the end, trying to knock our top qualifier off the board, which right now is Chad Biesinger in the 23. Good to see Chad, man. He's been fast here in practice. We kind of watched some laps for him. He's been quick. He's kind of stepped up here and looking to get that first win.
Yeah, he too had another great effort last week and showing a lot of speed out here at USA. Some of these tracks, they just, I know for me too, it's some tracks you just seem to love more. And even though there's so minuscule differences between a lot of these tracks, it's just something draws you and just you got a little bit more confidence.
There's got to be something with these cars too, because we've seen some people excel at certain types of tracks in these cars, and then you go to different kinds of tracks, and then these guys are kind of struggling. So it's good to see a mix of competition there, but also can be a little frustrating from the driver's seat as well when you come to some of these tracks and you just can't find the speed you had somewhere else.
Yeah, it's kind of a roll dice too. Sometimes you're going to get lucky with the schedule and get a bunch of tracks you're good at, and sometimes too a track might just throw you off, and it just wasn't exactly what you're expecting. Especially like you mentioned with these cars, every track would be like driving it for the first time.
I think that's going to be it for qualifying. Let's squeeze in our sponsor break right quick. Let you guys know who's sponsoring this great series, and we'll be right back after this. Racing action from the Smokin Sprint Car Cup Series is brought to you by Team 126 Racing, your home for hard-nosed, short-track racing action from the UK. Like and follow them at facebook.com/Team126Racing. By Butt Kicker, feel what you've been missing and experience immersion on a whole new level. Visit thebuttkicker.com to see all of their amazing products today. By Track Racer, experience refined gaming for yourself, including the new Alpine Racing TRX system. For more information, visit trackracer.com today. By Edwards Setup Shop, proud setup provider of the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series. Visit facebook.com/Edwards Setup Shop for more information. And by Epsilon Sprint Wraps, the place to get your sprint car and dirt racing paint schemes. Visit facebook.com/Epsilon Sprint Wraps today. All right, the grid, they're rolling off the grid here on the front stretch. You're going to get 2 pace laps here and get tires kind of warmed up if they can. 8 laps of racing for the heat race, 1 heat race, and we're going to look at the grid right quick if we can pull it up. Marshall Layton is going to start from the pole. Ty Bostic starting second. Newcomer Jason Leduc is going to start third. Fourth is going to be Sean Huffstutler. Starting fifth, Chad Biesinger, who set fast. He was third fastest. You got Malcolm Murray, sixth. Starting seventh is going to be Trevor Dyer. Eighth is going to be Ed Walk in the 18. And rounding out your 9-car field for the heat race is going to be the 17 of Bryant Newingham. Tony, is there anybody that sticks out to you here?
Well, I'm looking at our 4-time race winner, Michael Murray. He just he was on a tear earlier, but he just got some good competition too with Chad and Sean. They're going to be up there also fighting for this.
Yeah,
it's going to be quick.
Looking at Chad Biesinger, he's going to come from fifth in the running order here on the outside. Actually, it looks like maybe sixth. I don't know how they line these up, but anyway, sixth on the grid. He's going to have some traffic to deal with here for 8 laps and kind of see if he can work his way back up towards the front. But Marshall Layton's going to lead him to the green flag here. And looks like they're already rolling. Green flag's out and we're underway. Gets a good jump on Ty Bostic.
Yeah, we got a couple of guys that look like lollygagging back there, but Michael Murray didn't, and he was able to knock back up in a 5th position already. And Sean Huffstutler looks like he's ready to go for 4th already.
Here coming to complete lap 1. Marshall Layton's going to maintain the lead. Ty Bostic all over him. Now looking to the inside, looking for the lead. And the battle's going to be for 2nd place. It's newcomer Jason Leduc. Oh, it gets a little loose there.
Oh, we got Sean Huffstutler and Chad Biesinger. They both, Sean is in the wall, but they made a little contact. It looks like Chad was able to get through it. Oh, Chad, Bryant Newingham was not, though. He got a little aftermath of that. And unfortunately, he's still rolling, but I don't know. He lost a lot of spot.
Action everywhere. Ed Walk is loose there. You saw Chad Biesinger had some issues. Jason Leduc loose as well. And that's allowed Ty Bostic to now take the lead over Marshall Layton. Michael Murray all over the back of Marshall Layton here. 5 laps to go in this heat race. Again, no cautions, so we continue racing here. We're going to race it out to the end.
Yeah, Marshall was kind of under fire from Michael Murray there for a little while, but he was able to get a good drive off on corner 2 and pull away a bit. But there's Michael Murray back at it again.
I tell you, talking about Sean Huffstutler having issues. This is not what he needs here in the points battle. He needs to make up points on Ty Bostic, and Ty out front right now. He's going to gain some points from this heat race and set himself up well for the main event.
Yeah, it's another unfortunate incident. Oh, and we see Marshall Layton get a little loose there. He lost that spot to Michael Murray. But back to Sean. He just seems like he keeps having bad luck after bad luck, and fortunately, this is just a heat race for him. He still has a little time to get it back together for the main.
I tell you who's got of a car. It looks like it's going to be Michael Murray. He's already caught to the back of Ty Bostic, making up so much time through the corner. White flag, 1 lap to go here in the heat race.
I was going to say he's only got about 1 lap to go to get her done, but he is right there.
Great acceleration off the corner. It looks like he's going to be right on it. He's going to look to the inside into turn 3, down on the apron. Slide job. He He pulls it back a little bit. He's going to allow Ty Bostic to hang on here barely and win this heat race. Man, a lot of exciting action there.
Yeah, that little apron ditch seemed like a last resort attempt, but he didn't wreck it, which was even better. And that's a sketchy move, honestly.
These guys have got to laugh about that. That's for sure. That's a wild move there at the end, but luckily he was able to kind of pull back out of that, and not cause any issues there.
Yeah, it was a great heat race, a quick one, but fun nonetheless.
All right. Well, we're setting up here for the main event. 60 laps here at USA. I mean, those 8 laps went by pretty quick. Now we got 60-lap main event. From what I saw there, Tony, we're gonna have some fun with this. It's gonna be exciting. It was very exciting there for 8 laps.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's what we've been seeing all season. Just these cars get a little loose, and it's kind of hard to correct them. You just once they start wigging and wagging, you just gotta really manhandle them and try and keep them straight. And sometimes you get caught up in somebody else's wreck, or you get a little bump. And yeah, we're gonna see a lot of that though tonight. I mean, this is a very racy track for these guys.
Yeah, looking at the grid, you got Ty Bostic taking the win from the heat race. Going to start the main event from the top spot. Michael Murray, who looked to have one of the faster cars, is going to start in second. Marshall Layton was able to hang on to that third place just barely over a charging Jason Leduc. Leduc looked good as well there. Just kind of got bottled up in that craziness on the first few laps. Yeah, Ed Walk in the 18, starting beside Chad Biesinger in the 23. Chad didn't really get to go anywhere there because of all the action there early on. We'll see if he can kind of climb back through the field. Bryant Newingham was able to sneak through and get into 7th place. 8th place is going to be Trevor Dyer in the 38th. And starting from the rear, we'll see how this goes for Sean Huffstutler as he tries to climb his way from the back.
Yeah, Sean's going to have a tough road to climb here, but he's got 60 laps to do it. He's just got to keep it clean and stay out of people's accidents, and he can possibly work his way up. I guess it's better to have bad luck in the heat race than to have it in the main. So hopefully he was able to get rid of all that bad luck early on.
Absolutely. To complete their final warm-up lap, their pace lap here. Again, Ty Bostic and Michael Murray. The two guys you kind of expected towards the front. These guys have been quick all night. And Sean Huffstutler trying to do something from the back to make up points. We're going to sit down and have a good race here. 60 laps through 3 and 4 as the sun sets. Looking for the green flag. And green flag is out, and we're underway here at USA International. Well, I tell you what, Murray got a well of a start on the outside. Is going to take the lead into 1.
Yeah, he took off and nosed down into the inside lane, and he is just set sail already. And it looked like everybody too behind him got a decent start. They were a little tighter than what I normally see out of them, which was good. It's just you always want to keep that field tight when you're on a restart because it's hard to pass, and especially too if we get a caution, they all single file up, and you don't want to be half a track back or a quarter of a track back on a restart.
It is. It's hard to pass for sure, and jumping out front is what you want to do if you can do it, and that's where Murray finds himself. Bostic chasing. You got Marshall Layton hanging on to 3rd, Ed Walk 4th, and Jason Leduc dropped back to 5th there on the start.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure what Jason Leduc's, I don't know if he really knows this car or not. I know he's a new name out here. He's a new guy. Looks like he just lost another spot to Chad Biesinger. Got a little loose there going on the straightaway, actually.
Riding on board with the 23 machine, Chad Biesinger. Looking very good in practice. Looked good in qualifying. I think he ended up in 3rd in qualifying, and actually maybe
he was pole. Yeah, he was pole on the qualifying.
So that invert kind of messed him up. He's trying to work his way back towards the front. We know he's got speed. He showed it qualifying. He's just going to work his way through a little traffic here.
Well, and we've seen him in the last couple of weeks too. He's been there towards the end. He drives a really smooth car, and he knows how to just keep his stuff to him and keep that car under him. And you can see he's starting to gain on Ed Walk now, so he's picking up positions. We got Marshall Layton a little slow, and he might get passed by Ed Walk himself.
Yeah, Ed Walk to the inside. We're riding on board still with the 23. Ed Walk goes to the inside of Marshall Layton. Now Biesinger trying to make the same move inside of Layton. Give fifth place, actually fourth place, to Chad Biesinger now.
Yeah, we're going to just see that 23. He's going to keep moving his way a little bit forward. And, we know Ed Walk, too. He's no slouch out here. He's been showing his face up as of late in the last couple of races. And look at that. He had a great entry, and he almost was going door to door with Ty Bostic there.
I tell you what, these guys, usually you see kind of one guy kind of sprint away from the fielder. That's not happening here. These guys, there's four of them kind of running the same pace here, kind of staying together.
Yeah, I'm looking at lap times too, and everybody's within 0.2 of each other, and it's pretty impressive. These cars are not easy to drive. I know we say that every week, but until you actually can strap into one of these, and compared to another car, it is it's mind-boggling, as the vice grip guy would say.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, these cars have more horsepower than what's good for you, and trying to get the power down through the tires onto the racing surface it's a tough feat. It's up. We talk about the throttle control being the key here, and being able to put that power down off the corner without any of the aerodynamic effects of like a big wing or anything like that, or spoiler or anything, is a challenge.
It is right foot brake stuff, and you just got to be careful. And here too, you're using a lot of brake. You're using actually a lot more brake than you think, and they do have an adjustment to set that braking forward or aft. But you look at them tiny little tires. You don't want to keep, you don't want to have too much front brake, and you're wearing them out. To make these corners too. It is a big, fast racetrack, but not a lot of banking either. So it's just these things are really hard to drive. I guess I can't stress that enough.
We're seeing Ty Bostic struggle the last lap or so, trying to get off the corner, just the car wiggling, just trying to get as much power down as he can. Trying to find that edge, and that's bringing Ed Walk right back to his. Well, these guys don't have bumpers, but right behind him.
Yeah, and I'm watching Ty too. Now that you said that, he just seems like he's struggling on corner exit, even just going down the straightaway, just trying to keep that car, just straight. Keep it going straight.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too. That it's really he's having a hard time. I wonder if he's just trying to push a little too hard at this point.
Well, he sees Michael Murray running away, and Michael Murray's got a half a second lead on him now too. So that's motivation. And now you got two guys that are fast or right behind you, and they're just gnawing at the bit right there.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I don't know if it's more offense or defense at this point. If he sees the guys behind him catching him, or if he's trying to catch the guy in front of him. But Murray's wiggling a little bit too up there. But you see Murray actually running a little bit higher line through the corner, kind of dominating the corner. He's running a little bit harder, running a little bit higher, and trying to run straight off the corner, whereas these other guys are trying to kind of wrap the bottom.
And as we're talking about this, the top 3, 4, or second, third, and fourth actually are catching Michael Murray right now. They brought that down about his lead to about 0.2 off a tie, and they're actually that last lap they're running, every single one of them ran an 18.7 of one way, shape, or form. And that's pretty impressive from these top four we got going on right now.
Yeah, they're still all together. You got Jason LeDuc in fifth, who's a little ways back from these guys. But we're already on lap 20, Tony. We're a third of the way through the race. Now you're starting to feel the tires get a little age on them. They're starting to move around a little bit more, and it will only get worse from here. And these guys know that. They're trying to manage these tires while trying to run as fast as they can.
I'm going all the way back to sixth place right now. We got Sean Huffstutler. He's making that pass on Jason LeDuc for fifth right now, and that was the guy we were talking about, started dead last, and he's moved his way up about halfway through this field. I know he's kind of hoping maybe for a caution or something, so he doesn't have to make up that 3 second gap he's got right now.
That's what I'm kind of thinking at this point. You've made it that far now. There's a big gap up to fourth place. Now you just kind of ride and hope for a caution and try to save your tires. Because if you run your tires off getting to these guys now at this point, trying to make up that gap, you're not going to have anything to fight with once you get there anyway. So now you ride, now you take care of your stuff and hope for a caution. I believe if I'm in this, if I'm in his shoes, at this point I'm managing tires and waiting for the next, waiting for the first caution. Honestly, these guys are doing a well of a job controlling these cars out here.
Yeah, so watching practice too, we were wondering what we were going to get. Everybody looked decent, but we've known just by past races that really anything can happen, and these one little slip out of car and it might take out a few guys. And now these guys are running hot and heavy and doing a great job, every single one of them.
And Bryant Newingham, they're getting out of the way of the leaders, and now Trevor Dyer doing the same thing. Very respectful racing here, and I'm sure these guys appreciate that. Oh, we see Trevor Dyer have an issue.
Yellow's out.
And there's your first
You see the
caution.
pit sign now, or is it
Just
get
a
more
lap car
acclimated
trying
so
to
it's
get out of
still
the way,
difficult?
kind of moved up a little too high and ends up in the wall.
Yeah, it's kind of sad for Trevor because he himself been running really good last couple of races too, and again, like we talked early on in the broadcast, that some tracks just might not favor some drivers.
You see him going down the backstretch here. Just gets a little too wide, gets up into the wall, and goes for a pretty spectacular ride there, up and over.
Yeah, and he gave himself the tow job back to the pit stop, and we'll see how much damage he has. They don't have fast repair, so they got to sit in pit road, and if he wants to keep his points, we'll probably see him back out there a little later.
Just clipped it with the right front there. Ends up in the fence, and that's what sends him over. So I think he blew the engine there as well. So I think his night's going to be over, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not a fun thing, especially too. You're trying to get out of the leader's way, and it happened to me recently too. You just give a little bit too much room, and you're in the wall.
Yeah, one guy's bad break though is a good break for another. Bryant Newingham's going to get back on the lead lap as the lucky dog, and that's going to bring Sean Huffstetler up to these top four. We'll see if he's got the speed to hang with him.
I think he probably will. I guess time is going to tell, but he was making some decent gains from the start of this race, and we're almost halfway now. So he's going to have to put the pedal down, but he's got some good competition in front of him, and I'm still kind of waiting for Chad to make that move. I'm surprised he's not into second place, fighting for top spot already as quick as he was earlier.
Yeah, Chad Basinger running fourth, Ed Walk third, Ty Bostic second, and your leader, Michael Murray. Again, those four, man, they were just kind of hanging with each other. I'm not so sure that we've seen the best out of any of these cars. I have a feeling that all these guys are kind of riding and saving their stuff.
Well, the longer they've run the series, the longer they know that, these tires wear, the fuel plays a different circumstance too, although we haven't seen anybody going for gas. So I guess fuel, I would say that would have been the time to go in and get some gas.
Under caution. Again, the first caution of the night is going to take us to halfway here. And again, these guys doing an awesome job keeping the racing clean and green so far, except for this one caution. Michael Murray taking your heat race earlier tonight, leading the pack. I think he's led every lap so far, if that's, I think, Tony, correct?
Actually, I believe Ty won the heat race, so Ty technically won lap one, I guess, or he started the race, but he was passed basically on lap one.
I was gonna say I don't know that he even led to the green there. And Michael Murray got such a jump. You're right, Ty Bostic won the heat race, by the way, but Michael Murray got such a jump that that I don't think he even led at the line there to start the race.
Yeah, maybe not. And it kind of seemed like that was, Michael Murray, he basically started this race, how he kind of finished the heat race, where he was just getting ready to make that pass. And it was just basically like a caution for him. He was able to get around him.
Well, I believe the lights are off. They are. The pace car is going to pull off. We're going to go back racing here 30 laps to go. Waiting for the green.
Green flag.
And there it is, and we're off again.
And the 14 and 24, they just got a great jump. Ed looked like he was just a little slow on that gun, and so was Chad. Chad is he's got to be a semi-length behind him now, but it's just those restarts. They are a killer too. If it's one thing you got to be tight and you want to get going when the flag drops, but it's another thing if you just can't get that power down.
And he didn't get the greatest start, but he was able to make up a lot of time through the first corner there and come right back to the back end of Ty Bostic there. But both those guys kind of losing touch with Murray already here a few laps into this restart.
Yeah, we just saw that too in the last 30 laps. Michael Murray, he gets out there, he runs a good couple of laps, but then he kind of slows down a little bit. And it's either he's just out there just saving a little bit and just letting these guys kind of catch back up to him, or he's not as good in the longer runs once there's some heat on the tires. But we got Ed Wack. He's on the bumper of Ty Bostic right now, and he looks like he wants to make a pass.
Yeah, the way Murray does that, it kind of screams. Get out there, kind of get you a comfortable lead, and then just sit there and kind of ride, take care of stuff. Yeah,
and I mean, being a 4-time winner too, he's he knows what he's doing out there. He's got a good game plan, and what do they say? It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, right? Win's a win.
Exactly, and it doesn't pay out to that last lap. So, and I'm sure that's what Ty is thinking too. It's like, hey, you can lead all you want. As long as I get you in the last lap, it doesn't matter.
Yes, that's true. And I mean, I'm looking at the second, third, and fourth place right now. We got a little bit of a battle going on. Everybody's within about 0.2 of each other, and yeah, and it's going to get spicy there in a little bit.
It is. We're running on with Ed Wack, and you can just see how rough this track is. I mean, coming off the corner, going down the backstretch, cars just bounce. These cars don't have, they kind of have a stiff suspension anyway, so you feel that bumping a lot on board. So you're trying to, not only are you trying to fight grip and get the accelerator down, you're also fighting for traction because of the way the bumps are.
Yeah, and about almost 2/3 of the race now done. They've got, they don't have a whole lot of tire left either. We know these cars, the tire wear is predominant on these things, and it just gets worse and worse as the track runs down. And as the fuel tank gets empty.
I know with B Singer here in the 23, looking back, he's kind of a pretty good gap. Huffstetler unable to kind of ride with these guys.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised, Sean. I figured he was going to have something for these top 4 guys, but he just can't get that power down out there. He looks like he's just a little loose under acceleration, and I mean, which isn't unheard of, especially in these cars.
Around the
Trevor Dyer,
Trevor
back
Dyer
on the
again.
field. It was getting a little hairy there. It slowed down Michael Murray a little bit, and Ty sees that car in his front, and he's like, it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's just we're waiting to see if he could close the deal and make his move.
Yeah, it did. It slowed Murray down a good bit there. It's brought Ty Bostic right back to him. And again, we got 4 cars under a blanket here. You got Murray, Bostic, Wack, and Basinger all running about the same speeds and about the same place on the track. And you see Ed Wack starting to put more pressure on Ty Bostic. Now looking to the inside into turn 1. Nothing there. Ty closes the door. He's going to have to try that one again.
Yeah, I was going to say blanket, nothing, more like a handkerchief. These guys were very, very tight. And Ed Wack is he's showing some speed right now. And I know Chad's kind of back there too, and he's just hanging with him. And I think he's just waiting to make that move, or waiting to see if something gets in front of him and a little accident or anything.
We're still seeing that 24 machine of Bostic move around a good bit on corner exit. I mean, he's really, really struggling to get the grip down off the corner.
Yeah, you can see that rear end steps out just a little bit, and it's hurting him, but he's really good on exit. It's just the straightaway is killing him.
Yeah, there he was chasing the car all the way down into turn 1. Kind of caused him to have a shallow entry, and cost him some momentum there as well. I mean, I really feel like Ed Wack maybe has a faster car here. He's just got to find a way around.
Yeah, well, they they all caught Michael Murray again, and it's kind of back down to where they're all about 2/10 away from each other, and it's a tight race. I'm just waiting for something fun to happen here.
Yeah, 15 laps to go now, 14 to go. Getting down to crunch time here. These guys are going to start getting a little anxious, trying to push it a little bit harder, and this is usually when we start seeing the mistakes happen. And
I'm just watching Michael Murray too. He looks like he's just playing games. He's kind of letting them catch up, but then he just goes ahead and just pulls off. But it could be too tight. Yeah, what happened? Ed got a little loose there, and Chad was just there to capitalize on it.
Well, they're still side by side. Ed not really ready to relinquish that, but now he's going to. And you see, Chad Basinger get the wall. That's going to cost these guys a little bit of time.
Yeah, he skimmed the wall for sure, and Ed almost got that third place spot back.
Yellow.
Man, Ty is he's right there. We got a yellow though.
Yeah, looks like Marshall Layton had some issues. Trevor Dyer having issues as well. And that's caused the caution to come out for the second time here at the USA International Speedway. We'll take a look at it and see what brought out the yellow.
It's unfortunate for Marshall. He's been having just haven't been having the great luck last few races.
Coming off the corner, just gets loose into the inside wall, and and then tries to get going and just has no steering. And I believe that second part is what actually brought out the caution, because it turned him around on the track. It's just easy. Again, coming off these cars are so hard to drive. Coming off the corners, you're just trying to get that throttle down, and if you misjudge it just a little bit, as these guys start doing at the end of these races, that's all it takes is a little bit of a misjudgment, and these cars get out of control. And with the short wheelbase, they're hard to catch and hard to kind of get back straight, especially with the stagger and the tires and all. And it's on from there.
And sometimes, some cars you can actually steer with your throttle, but this is not one of them. This will steer you in a direction you don't want to go.
Well, I was going to say you can steer with the throttle, but it's going to continue. Yeah, it's going to continue to cause issues if you do that.
And what do we got? We got 10 laps to go, and
coming to 9 to go, and I believe it'll be 8 to go when we get the green, or 7 to go when we get the green. So it's coming down to it, and
well, if I'm any of these top 4 drivers, I would be on the bumper, the roll bar. I'd be roll bar to roll bar for this restart, because this is a heat race basically, and it might be their last chance to get anything out of this.
Yeah, the restarts are really going to be important here. To get a good restart, stay with the guy in front of you, and I mean, if you're Michael Murray, you want one of those NHRA restarts. You want to really take off and kind of gap the field. But if you're Ty Bostic, Chad Basinger, you need to try to stay in contact. You're only going to have like 7 laps to do it, so.
Yeah, and the restart that's a crucial part of this. They gotta get the throttle just right, where they're not spinning, where they get good drive off. But they also gotta have to be tucked up. I keep seeing them. It seems like there's just so much gap between them on these restarts. And if they were to tighten this up a little bit, I can't think it wouldn't help them.
Yeah, you got to be right on them, be prepared, be ready. Now, I think some of these guys try to lay back a little bit and roll up to the start, which is not a bad move, because you maintain a little bit better grip if you can do it that way. But at the same time, you don't want to get too big of a start. Admins may frown upon that. So it looks like we're going to get the lights out on the pace car this time. We're going to come around 6 laps to go. 6 laps of racing under green to settle this in the penultimate round of the Smokin Tire Sprint Car Cup Series, round of 12. The first season, and again, Tony will be back next season for some more racing action in October. Looking forward to that.
For sure. Yeah, these cars are pretty fun, and they're fun to watch, and I'm starting to enjoy driving them, even though I'm not driving them often. But I don't know if I'd want to drive them that often, but here we go, going green.
All right, we're going to settle this one. 6 laps to go. Waiting on the green flag, waiting for Murray to take off. There he
Green
goes.
flag.
And looks like he gets a great start. Puts a little gap between him and Bostic.
Yeah, he's got that restart down pat. He just he can get that thing to launch off. And if you saw him even just on those pace laps, he was practicing those restarts, and that's really where it's going to take, especially when you're in that first place position. You just want to get that good jump off of the other guys. Maybe they're sleeping a little bit and catch them off guard. And but there he goes. He had a great run, and now Ty's starting to catch up with him.
Yeah,
and you got Chad Beeson right behind him.
5 laps to go here, and now you're going to see everybody pull out all the stops, lay it all on the line, and try to get as much as they can. You see Bostic again cheating to the inside. Now you see him Basinger starting to put pressure on Bostic.
Yeah, well, Chad's got a fast car. He's going side by side.
Unable to get there. Coming to 3 to go.
I don't know, 3 laps. He could probably get that done there, Chad. And Ed had a little slip up, but he's right in that picture now too. And we got Jason LeDuc in 5th, kind of showing his face up in here too.
We got love seeing this is Michael Murray that's took all the focus from Ty trying to catch Michael, and now he's going to have to defend Chad here for the last few laps.
Yeah, Michael just kind of took off. He is just setting sail, and he knows he's only got about 1 or 2 more laps to go and get this done. And it's a battle for second right now.
Chad's entering high, trying to get that run off the corner, and it's working pretty good for him. White flag, 1 lap to go here at USA.
Man, they are so tight back there. Oh, we got Chad hits the wall. Oh, he gets a little bump from Ed. They're both still good, but Ed, they're side by side.
Oh, who's going to get the power down? It's going to be Chad Basinger taking home 3rd place. But I tell you what, nobody had anything tonight from Michael Murray.
Yeah, he had a rocket ship tonight, and just that lead spot on these cautions. Granted, we only had 2-3 cautions, and it's just he's got that restart down pat, and some of these guys need to practice that up for next season, and maybe even for that next race.
Yeah, now I know it's easy. Leading the race, kind of getting a good start, kind of setting the tempo. I mean, it's kind of where you want to be as far as leading the race. But Michael Murray doing a great job there on the restarts. All race, leading this race, making it look easy. And here's your finishers for tonight's event. Michael Murray taking home the win tonight. Ty Bostic finishing 2nd. Good points tonight for him. Michael Murray taking home his 5th win in 11 races. That's pretty amazing. Chad Basinger finishing 3rd place. Good, solid run for him. Ed Walk almost able to get 3rd. Just barely loses out. Finishes 4th. You got Jason LeDuc finishing 5th. Sean Hufstetler slipped back to 6th there. So it's going to lose a little more ground to Ty here tonight. You got Bryant Newingham finishing 7th. Marshall Layton, after his incident there, going to come home in 8th, and 9th place, rounding out your field, is going to be Trevor Dyer.
No, we had a couple surprises tonight. Some of the guys didn't have the nights they wanted, but we had some not surprising. Michael Murray with that 1st place, and Ty running 2nd, and Chad with another strong top 3 for him.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a sponsor break right quick. We'll come back on the other side. We'll talk to these guys and see what they have to say about tonight's event here from USA International Speedway. Racing action from the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series is brought to you by Team 126 Racing, your home for hard-nosed, short-track racing action from the UK. Like and follow them at facebook.com/Team126Racing. By Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing and experience immersion on a whole new level. Visit thebuttkicker.com to see all of their amazing products today. By Track Racer. Experience refined gaming for yourself, including the new Alpine Racing TRX system. For more information, visit trackracer.com today. By Edwards Setup Shop, proud setup provider of the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series. Visit facebook.com/Edwards Setup Shop for more information. And by Epsilon Sprint Wraps. the place to get your sprint car and dirt racing paint schemes. Visit facebook.com/Epsilon Sprint Wraps today. Well, the sun is set here at Lakeland, and the crowd saw a great race. Lights have come on, and I believe we're going to talk to our top 3 finishers. Tony, I believe you're standing by with our 3rd place finisher, Chad Basinger.
Another nice strong run tonight. How was your race?
It was fun, man. It was just really hard to pass.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. And I know you got that bump at the end from Ed Walk. And what was going through your mind when that happened?
Oh, I was just impressed with all of us at that point because it was me. I just gassed it too much coming out of the turn and had to check up a bit. And he had a full steam, full speed run going. So it wasn't his bad or anything. I was just happy we all kept it going in the same direction at that point.
For sure. I will definitely give the 2 of you guys credit for that. It was, we didn't know if it was going to be a bump and run or maybe even kind of laid up because he didn't mean to hit you. And, but yeah, the 2 of you guys kept it nice and straight. And hey, it was the last lap kind of a thing. So,
Yeah.
no harm, no foul. But yeah, that was a absolute great race. Did you think? Yeah, I mean, you were really quick in practice too, and even in qualifying. I mean, you took the pole tonight. Do you think you may have had something for Michael Murray if you were able to get up there?
Uh, I mean I've watching lap times. I felt like I was as quick, but just getting to him and around him, just wait. I mean, Michael, he just runs a perfect line. It seems like every time, and so you can be as fast, but getting around him is just a chore.
Yeah, for sure. He does. He's got some magic too on them restarts, and he can really get out there early on. Right when that green flag drops, and yeah, he does a good job. But anyway, we're here. We're talking about you again, so we're gonna take the floor over to you, and you know, uh, thank any sponsors or anybody you'd like to talk to.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank myself. This is just a blast. I have fun all the time. All the guys that come out every week. I know it's holiday weekend, so a few people were missing, but it was still a great race. And thank you guys for covering it.
Well, hey, no problem. Congrats again on your top 3, and yeah, we'll see you again next week for the
All
last
right.
one.
Yep. See you guys.
All right, Tony, there's your 3rd place finisher, Ty Bostic. I'm sorry, Chad Basinger. I had Ty Bostic on the mind because I'm looking and don't have Ty Bostic or Michael Murray in Discord here, so we're not going to be able to talk to either one of those guys. So we'll talk about them, and they've got nothing. They can't say anything about what we say because they're not here to defend themselves.
Very true.
So Ty Bostic finishes 2nd. Good points tonight for him. Showed a lot of poise tonight. I think he knew tonight was going to be important to just have a solid night after some of the struggles he saw earlier in the season. He did exactly what he needed to do. He comes home in 2nd place, puts more points between him and Sean Hofstadler, and sets himself up good for the last event at New Smyrna.
Yeah, he does. He did. He did exactly what he had to do. He knew he was kind of in a points battle with Sean, and with Michael Murray coming in late in the season, he probably just doesn't have enough points to reach him. So he had a great race. He was a little slippery. He almost had a couple times where he could have made a move on Michael, but still a good night for him, 2nd place, and yeah. We got to get you out here. I don't know where everybody is. Everybody's gone on the Discord. It's just Brody and I at this time. So
Yeah, so Ty did a good job. I really feel like Chad and maybe even Ed had a little bit better car than Ty, just weren't able to find their way around, which is what it is. Like a close finish there at the end with Chad and Ed was really cool to see as well. But tonight's winner, Michael Murray, just put on a clinic tonight. He got out front early and never relinquished the lead. I think he led every lap tonight.
he did. Yeah, he didn't start on the lead, or he didn't start in the first spot, but he led every lap tonight, and he's got just great restarts, and as even Chad was saying, he holds a nice pretty line, and He just, keeps it nice and clean. And you didn't see a lot of, sorry for that motorcycle in the background, but, he just keeps it nice and clean.
Yeah, I mean he's 5 wins on the season. He's kind of shown his dominance here at some of these racetracks. I honestly think at this point, Di Bostic and Michael Murray, they have two different strategy. They had two different goals tonight. Michael Murray comes out every week trying to just put out as many wins as possible. He's not really eligible for the points, just trying to do the best he can. Ty Bostic just trying to increase his points gap with that last race of the season coming up next week. So these guys kind of come out, and I feel like they both kind of accomplished the goals tonight.
Yeah, for sure, and they did it by putting on a hell of a race too for us to watch, and there was just that top five was just they were under a handkerchief, like I was saying earlier, and kept it interesting for us. Passing did look like a premium, but nonetheless, was another great race. And where are we going next week?
Well, next week, I just pulled the schedule up. Next week will be New Smyrna Speedway for the season finale. Track is sort of similar to this. I feel like it's got a little more banking. It's a little shorter on the straightaways, but really similar to this. And honestly, it's a track I'm not too familiar with. I haven't ran many laps there, but should be a lot of good racing, just like we saw tonight.
Well, not a lot of straightaways there from what I remembered. It's still active, but it's not really New Smyrna anymore. I believe it's like a drift track nowadays in real life. But it's a kind of a fun track. It's another one they like to sprinkle the dirt on in iRacing, and it makes for some pretty good racing.
And then I talked about us returning for next season, starting in October. We'll be back with the Smokin Tire Sprint Car Series Season 2, and we'll see if anybody has anything for Ty Bostic, Sean Huffstutler, and the rest. We'll see Michael Murray maybe contend for a championship as well. Should be a lot of fun to see those guys on an even playing field starting the season fresh. And who knows, we could have some new guys show up and really surprise us there as well.
It's a great league to jump into, a Smokin Tire Sprint Car. And if you really want to challenge yourself on a Sunday night, this is definitely the place to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to invite everybody, if you want to come join the series, make sure to check them out on Facebook, Smokin Tire Sprint Cars Cup Series. It's without the G. Talk to the league owner, Marshall Layton. Get signed up, get hooked up with these guys, and get out here and have some fun. You've seen how much fun these guys have had. Tony, you've been out there running these cars a little bit, and you've kind of got hooked as well. So if you guys want somewhere fun to run on a Sunday night, come out here at 9 o'clock. This is when they start the races. Service starts at 8:30. Get your fill of these cars for sure. But if you're not going to show up and race, make sure to check us out. Check the broadcast out. Every Sunday night, 9 o'clock p.m. We'll be bringing you guys the action from the Smokin Tire Sprint Car Cup Series all season long. Should be a lot of fun. Tony, I've had fun so far this season. Can't wait for next season.
Yeah, next season's going to be quite a bit of fun too. I know we got a bunch of cool tracks, so a little bit different schedule, some of the similar tracks, but yeah, these cars, it's a challenge that you almost kind of just love to drive after a while, because it's so hard. You're like, oh, come on, I got to be able to do better. It's kind of addicting, to be honest.
Well, that's going to do it for our coverage tonight from USA International Speedway. Another great night of racing. Again, racing into the sunset. Tonight we saw the 5th win from Michael Murray, and Ty Bostic continued to extend his points lead. We look forward to a great season finale next week at New Smyrna. Again, Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. Check us out next Sunday. Join us. Have some fun with us, and see these guys put on some great side-by-side racing for sure. But for Tony Solari, Full Throttle TV, Smokin Tire Sprint Car Cup Series, and all their sponsors, my name is Bertie Hanna. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you next week, same time, same channel here on Full Throttle Television.